Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Evening girls and boys, free to run, free to choose. Insurrection, you ask no questions, you take what belongs to you. Take what belongs to you.
You're listening to Archers of Loaf live here on KEXP. Just doing a little instrument change.
It's all Eric Johnson's fault. It's the price you pay for art. Telepathic Traffic.
Archers of Loaf live here on KEXP. And now it's your fault, Eric. You're holding it up.
I'm ready.
Archers of Loaf here live on KEXP.
This is Eric Johnson again, causing this delay.
Raleigh Days, from the
It's Archers of Loaf live here on KEXP, sounding incredible today. Thank you so much again for being here.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Thank you.
How'd that feel?
Great.
Good, good. Well, we're all very excited to have you. There's lots of people in the building who are very excited to have you here. Should know that.
Thank you.
You've all been making music together now for a long time, and it's been off and on for over 30 years, right?
That's correct.
You've branched
Yeah.
off for solo projects, you've come back together, and now you're touring around this new record, which is your first album in over 20 years, Recent in Decline. How does it feel to be making music and touring together again?
It's like wrecking a bike.
Is it?
It is like crashing a bike.
musical bike, huh?
Yeah.
It's just like crashing a bike.
It hurts. Everything hurts.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Like
little
being
concerned to
old.
hear that, but
It just like living and walking around, and everything hurts when you get old like this.
yeah.
So rock and roll hurts.
Yeah.
Well, I'm about 10 years behind you, so that's good to hear.
You got plenty of
Yeah.
time. You're good.
So do you feel like when you come back together and start making music after you take some time off, does it just happen super naturally?
I think the arrangement stuff happens very naturally. Yeah, I think it's quite, at least for me, I can't speak for, I mean, maybe it's hard to come up with parts, but we spend a lot of time. Like I send stuff to EJ, and it takes a while. But
Yeah.
it's a very familiar group of people and process, so
I would imagine after
it's
all this
good.
time.
Yeah, it feels good, I would argue. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad. I'm hoping you can tell me some about making this new album, if you would like to.
I mean, we got together to do shows, just shows. We had written maybe 6 songs, and then we were going to tour, and then COVID happened. Have you guys heard of this?
I've heard mention of it,
So
yes.
this happened, and then it kind of canceled everything, which was bad. But then that gave us time to maybe put a record together, because we were wanting to do that, but we just hadn't had time to do that because we don't live in the same town as much anymore. So we took the time that COVID provided us and made the record. And we did it in Asheville at a place called Drop of Sun, and that's where we had been rehearsing. So we kind of got along with those guys, and it just kind of happened. I wouldn't say quickly, but it was only the difficulty was only because we didn't live in the same place. In terms of the process, it was pretty familiar, pretty easy to get back to it.
For the first time, we used like the internet. Like we sent files to each other and stuff like that, and that made a huge difference, I think.
Yeah.
And we recorded it a little bit differently. Like, you know, the process was a little different, but
Yeah.
it was nice being able to like email songs to each other.
Yeah, in 1997, we made the last record, and that was on tape, you know.
Yeah.
So we had, of course, worked on Pro Tools and what have you, but for us to do it as a band was made it even easier, you know, so.
Do you write in the room together?
We arrange everything in the room
Yeah.
together, kind of, yeah. I'll write the skeleton, and I'll send it to Eric Johnson. And we're so silly. I know it sounds messy, but we're kind of meticulous about the guitars, so we toss it back and forth. Because in old days, these poor guys, Mark and Matt, had to go to the Happy Store and buy their heroin and their
Milwaukee's
their
best
their
light.
beer and they had to
Yeah.
go there while we worked out stuff for an hour or two. Because they would just get so bored waiting for us to work stuff out. So that's one of the benefits of technology. We kind of did that before we had to present it to them. And then,
It sounds like a very happy store.
yeah, the
That's
happy
a great
store,
store. It's a nice store, yeah.
yeah.
Well, you know, I'm hoping that we can talk a little bit about sort of the content of this album,
Yeah, sure.
and the fact that you can tell in some of the lyrics on these new songs that you're touching a little bit on mental health, which I think we can probably bring back to the times we are currently living in and have been living in over the last few years. And I'm just, what inspired this sort of
So,
songwriting?
I mean, that was the thing. When COVID happened, you know, I had been able to go perform and play music, and I've been doing this since I was 14, and you weren't allowed to do that anymore. So I kind of hit a wall, and I'm not alone in that. I'm sure many people hit a wall. So it just kind of came out quite naturally. I'm always reticent to share too much, not in the songs, but in this context.
Right.
But it was depression. It was just anxiety and stuff. Everybody, you know, and so that kind of came out. But I also think politically it was kind of rough because I think Trump was president, and I'm not going to, you know, hide behind that or whatever. I hate that. I hated that situation, you know. So I thought he was
Hard
did,
same.
Did a
Horrible
terrible
time.
job. So, and I have a lot of my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, works at the CDC, so she was able to give me information. Like she didn't say too much because she's not allowed, but it's just like the job that they did wasn't necessarily the best because they were having a hard time dealing with that. So all that stuff just adds to the fact that you can't do what you normally do to deal with your demons, you know?
Right.
Which if I'm just used to getting in the car and driving and being alone and having that space, it was gone. I couldn't do that. So, and I had a child, and that added to it. You know, you have a child, and my wife's an ICU nurse, so she's coming home working with COVID patients, coming home to my 3-year-old, and it's like, so that drove me crazy.
Do you have a 5-year-old now?
I do, yeah.
How does your 5-year-old feel about your music?
Oh God, you know,
Oh,
I had this
man.
great video that
Great
my wife
question.
and I agreed I shouldn't play for anybody, just friends, and it would have been a great ad for the album because he's like, I hate your new music. I like your old music. I'm like, well, what's wrong with the new music? He says it's too slow. It's too slow. And he's like, what do you like about the old music? He says, it's fast.
Wow.
So he doesn't like it. He
I
changes
mean, from
the
the
songs.
mouths of babes, right?
Yeah, he changes the lyrics. So what happens is it's revealed. You know, the younger generation is revealing that we wrote it wrong,
Okay.
and he's correcting it.
That is so kind of him.
Yeah, it is. So like a chorus that used to say like one thing, he changes it to something more direct and easy to digest.
So besides your son, where else are you finding happiness? Because we're certainly, I feel like,
We go to the happy store.
Yeah.
yeah, I forgot about that one. I think we're still living in some pretty challenging times. I mean, things have improved somewhat in some areas, but where are you, like all of you, not just you, Eric, but where is everybody finding joy from Archers of Loaf these days?
I'm playing lots of music, and that's kind of keeping me sane and crazy, I guess, simultaneously. And I got a girlfriend that, you know, we laugh a lot, and you know that keeps me from going totally nuts. She's got 2 really cute kitty cats that I like.
I love cats.
Yeah, they kind of pile up on me when
Yeah.
I sleep over there.
It's really amazing what a purring cat can do for.
Changes your whole mindset.
It does.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Dogs and cats, wonderful.
Agreed. Well, one more question for you. This one may be the most important. If you could give me some advice on how to remain friends with somebody for 30 years and still make such wonderful music. What's the secret?
I don't like these people.
Yeah, I mean, you're making an assumption there. We do it for the cash.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much money.
We do it
Playing
for
rock
money.
music playing guitar rock in 2023 is just really what you want to do.
Yeah.
If you want to make a lot of money.
I've heard that.
Don't
yeah.
do finances. Don't do
No.
build. Don't become a builder. Just
Play
play
bass.
in a mediocre rock band. And then it just rolls in, you know, it just kind of falls from the sky.
Falling from the sky. Yeah.
The hard part is finding what to do with it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you can just buy your friends and, hey, EJ, I'll be like, Eric, here's $20. Just leave me alone for an hour.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
That
you got
work,
it.
does that work well?
Yes.
Yeah. Good.
And that's how we do it.
Well, you know, if you have children, then that's where all of your money can go. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
single dollar.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here today. It was really nice to
Yeah.
talk to you. Thanks for this great
Likewise.
performance.
Thank you so much for
And
having us.
Yeah, it's good to have you. Hopefully you can come back soon. We'll put that out
love
there.
it.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
We'd
Yeah.
love to.
Well, thank you to you for listening and watching today. If you want to find more sessions like this one, you can go to our YouTube channel, to KEXP's YouTube channel, and subscribe, because these are made possible by donor support. Your support matters. It powers sessions like this. So if you can make a gift in any amount today, it is very, very helpful in powering these sessions. And gifts of any amount make a difference. So thank you. This has been Archers of Loaf live here on KEXP.
Discover new music at listenerpoweredkexp.org.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?